Hello, everyone, and welcome to another class of Security, Identity, and Compliance. Today, in our class, we will discuss about compliance reports. So, compliance reports is another part of security, identity, and compliance. Today, we will discuss what compliance reports are and why they are required. Now, these reports enable customers to understand their controls in place at AWS so that they can maintain security and data protection in the cloud. So, suppose if we have an overview of this, that when customers move their production workloads to cloud, AWS cloud and IT environment is managed by both the parties. That means the customers as well as AWS. The environment can be set by the customers in a secure and a controlled manner. So for this, an adequate governance can be maintained by customers over the entire IT control environment. So we require strong compliance governance. Regardless of how IT is deployed, it is still the responsibility of the customer so that it can maintain an adequate governance over the IT environment. So customers can apply different controls and verification models for deploying in the AWS cloud. So first of all, we require to evaluate and integrate AWS controls. Now how? So in order to gain reasonable assurance of the design and operating effectiveness of controls and control objectives, companies request and evaluate third party attestations and certification. As a result, although AWS manages a customer's key controls, the control environment can still be a unified framework. Now, not only a higher level of validation of the control environment is provided by AWS third party attestations and certifications, but also relieve customers of the requirement to perform their validation work themselves. So, we have a wide range of information regarding its IT control environment, which is provided by AWS white papers, reports, certifications, and attestations. There could be internal and external auditors who validate the design and operating effectiveness of controls and objectives. Now we have here risk management. Now what is risk management? That means it is a plan which is developed by Amazon Web Services in which we are having risk identification and implementation of controls so that it can mitigate or manage various risks. We have regular application security reviews which are performed by AWS to access the confidentiality, integrity, availability of data and conformance to information security policy. The business risk plan is re-evaluated by AWS management team at least twice a year, and it is established by COVID, which is Control Objectives for Information and Related Technology Framework. Further, like we are having any public facing endpoint IP addresses which are regularly scanned by security team, and these scans do not include customer instances. We have various findings and recommendations. Customers can request permissions to conduct their own vulnerability scans of their own environment. These scans must not violate the AWS acceptable use policy. They must be requested in advance of the scan. We are having control environment. That means control environment at AWS begins at the higher level of the company. A framework for planning, executing, and controlling business operations, which is provided by AWS organizational structure. To establish and maintain an environment that supports the operating effectiveness, the collective control, it includes people, processes, and technology. We have information security. That means to protect integrity and availability of system and data. There is a formal information security program which is used by AWS. We have several security white papers which are available on a website. These white papers are recommended for reading before they take AWS Solution Architect Associated exam. So that means these white papers of securities are essential for examination. We have AWS Cloud HSM, where HSM stands for Hardware Security Module. It supports the processing, storage, transmission of credit card data by merchant or service provider and has been validated as being compliant with Payment Card Industry PCI Data Security Standard DSS. It works with Amazon Virtual Private Cloud Amazon VPC. Now, if you place HSM appliances near your EC2 instances, it decreases network latency, which can improve performance of an application. It helps you to meet corporate regulatory compliance requirements for data security by using dedicated HSM appliances in AWS Cloud. We have KMS, which is AWS Key Management Service. That means we can create master keys by using AWS KMS, which can be used for encrypt and decrypt data based on policies that we define. So this is basically a service managed service which make easy to use to create and control encryption keys which are used to encrypt the data. Now what are the actions? Like we can create, describe and list master keys. We can enable and disable master keys. We can set and retrieve master keys usage policies. We can delete master key to complete the key lifecycle. For cryptography functions with master keys like encrypt, decrypt, re-encrypt data, generate data encryption keys, generate random numbers which are used for these applications. We can use the key management and cryptography features directly in our applications or through services which are integrated with AWS KMS. We have various AWS organizations like AWS Organization Account Management Service that enables us to consolidate multiple accounts into one organization's organ. It includes functionality of consolidated billing. That means billing of a family of accounts. So further in organization, what are the features that we have? Centralized management of all accounts. We have consolidated billing of all membered account, hierarchical grouping of your account so that we can meet your budgetary, security and compliance needs, control over services and actions, integration and support with IAM, and data replications through eventually consistent. So these are the features of compliance report in security, identity and compliance. So in today's class, we have discussed the last part, which is compliance report. So this is security, identity and compliance in AWS. Thank you so much.